everybody. Welcome to the Trauma Transformation event called Sacred Breath. We'd like to thank you for tuning in today. My name is Rebecca. I'm one of the coordinators for Tia Chucha's Trauma Transformation Project, and this event's thanks to the Arts for Justice Fund, Dignity Empowered Now's Forever Rooted program, and Tia Chucha's. Thank you.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for joining us. My name is Karen Ugarte. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I also help coordinate the Trauma Transformation Project here at Tia Chucha's, and I'm also the bookstore lead.
My name is Patricia. I'm a macro social work intern here with Tia Chucha's, and I'm working with Rebecca and Karen at the Trauma to Transformation Project.
So the Trauma to Transformation Project was inspired by the work of Luis J. Rodriguez, our co-founder and the author of Always Running. The goal of the Trauma to Transformation Project is to help amplify the voices of the folks who have been and continue to be impacted by the prison industrial complex through the means of arts, including writing, poetry, spoken word, oral histories, theater, and memoir in order to move community to bring social change.
Thank you, Karen. Tonight we'll be honoring formerly incarcerated persons that have participated in the Sacred Breath Teatro workshops. I want to introduce Mateo Ocelotlin Hernandez. He is the Teatro director for the Sacred Breath workshops. And James Nelson. He is the senior advocacy lead at Dignity and Power Now, where he is also the director of the Forever Rooted program.
Keep your eyes closed. Everyone, you keep your eyes closed. The drivers, go ahead and release them. Keep your eyes closed. The passenger. And open. Tow yard. Naha no toka Mateo Osalotzin, and this is my buddy
James Nelson.
We're co-facilitators in the Sacred Breath workshop. We're actually the continuance of 500 years of resistance. But what we're sharing with you all today is just a glimpse of the work that we do and many people have done before us. And in our work, when we work with our relatives who are formerly incarcerated or just anywhere in the neighborhoods, is we always want to honor the indigenous people of the land. So it doesn't matter where we go, and that's how we show reverence to those who have done the work before us. So we would like to introduce our auntie and uncle Joe and Tina Calderon from the Tongva and the Shumas community.
Yeah, we're Joe and Tina Calderon. We represent the Gabrielino Tongva, Yaqui, and Ventureño Chumash nations. We thank you for inviting us to be with you. We're happy to be here. And I just wanted to say, I believe that we come to this world here, this realm, to learn. And no matter what our path takes us on, it doesn't define us. It's what we learn out of this journey. And so for those that are changing their direction, hats off to you. We're proud of you. Continue that path. Be on the red road, be whatever leads you to be better people. But the point is that we learn our lessons and we go on and get a spiritual evening. So I'm so proud of those that have done that journey and those teachings. So I'm gonna offer a Tongva prayer song first, and then Joe is going to sing a Lakota song because I know that there's many different nations that are walking this path, and both of these are prayer songs. Maya nara kupyavet wish me no kre Tehov suna te kupangaro wish me no kre Tehov koneha awesh koneha arura mahe Tua aneino te hoven mo. Tua aneino te hoven mo. Maya nara kupya vet wish me no kre. Te hosuna te kupangaro wish me no kre. Te hov koneha, awesh koneha. Arura mahe, tua anehino te hovemo. Tua anehino te hovemo. Maya nara kupya vet wish me no kre. Te hosuna te kupangaro wish me no kre. Te hov koneha, awesh koneha. Arura mahe. Tua anehino te hovemo. Maya nara kupya vet wish me no kre. Te hosuna te kupangaro wish me no kre. Te hov koneha, awesh koneha. Arura mahe. Tua anehino te hovemo. Tua anehino te hovemo.
Wakatanka tonka heya che wonki elo heya heya Wakatanka tonka heya che wonki elo heya Bitakuye o wanita cha tunkaheya che wonki elo tunkashela tunkaheya che wonki elo Tunkashela, tunkaheya, che wonki elo, Bitakuye o wanita cha, tunkaheya, che wonki elo, Wakatanka tonkaheya che wonki elo heya Wakatanka tonkaheya che wonki elo heya Bitakuye o wanita cha tunkaheya che wonki elo tunkashela tunkaheya che wonki elo Tunkashela, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Mitakuye o Wanita cha, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Wakatamka, Tonkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Wakatamka, Tonkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Mitakuye o Wanita cha, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Tunkashela, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Tunkashila, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Mitakuye o Wanita cha, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Wakatamka, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Wakatamka, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Mitakuye o Wanita cha, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Tunkashela, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Tunkashila, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya, Mitakuye o Wanita cha, Tunkaheya, Che Wonkielo, Heya Heya.
Blessings to you all. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm smiling underneath my mask. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Uncle Joe and Tina. All right, so that was Uncle Joe and Auntie Tina Calderon from the Tongva Chumash Nation. And I'm going to pass it to my brother James right quick.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate and honor some wonderful people. I work for Dignity Power now, and where I work with DPN, we have a program called Forever Rooted. And some of the folks you're about to meet is some of the folks that went through Forever Rooted program. And you're going to hear some of their own words and their stories as to where they're at and how they feeling, you know, trying to make a transition after some of them long periods of incarceration. So with that, I want to bring Carrie on the board. And as we talking, if you have any questions, can you just put them in the chat? So I want to introduce you to Carrie. How you doing, Carrie?
Carrie.
Doing
Hello,
well.
hello. We just heard you right now. What's up, sister?
Yeah. Can you hear us, Carrie? Yeah. So, Carrie. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, thank you. Thank you for jumping in on this conversation with us. We was talking about the collaboration with Dignity and Power Now and Theachuchas through some of the exercise that you guys was able to benefit from and take advantage of. But I want to hear from you. How was the program as far as the theater and the arts and the storytelling, all the things that you was a part of?
Unity amongst people so like-minded like myself, or from similar lifestyles like myself, previously incarcerated. It brought me to a safe place to be able to express my concerns, my strengths, my weaknesses, and kind of be vulnerable in a safe circle. It was actually a very beautiful connection amongst everybody that was participating in this program. I'm very grateful for it, because coming home, it can be really difficult adjusting to life and a new life, apart from what I once knew, and to share those strengths, those challenges with other people, and to see that other people shared the same issues that I have, trying to rise and thrive in this world that it's really hard to do coming home from prison, as we all know.
Yeah.
It was really nice to be around a safe circle with people who can share those similarities and come to conclusions and support each other in our success as far as trying to thrive. So I'm very grateful for the program and what was brought to the table. Mateo and you have been very supportive and made me feel very safe to be vulnerable with you guys. And for that, I am extremely grateful. As well as you guys helped help me get in touch with a deeper sense of myself, my value, and where I'd like to go apart from what I knew.
Yeah. And I want to.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. But I also want to commend you too
Okay.
for being vulnerable, for opening up and being honest with yourself. Because we learned too and had conversation about that's where true change come when you start to be honest with yourself. Because if you're honest with yourself, then you keeping yourself in the lane that you need to be in to make the change that you want to see. So I just want to commend you for sticking to the script.
Yeah.
I know one program they used to tell us trust the process, right? So that's what it's all about, just being patient, trusting the process.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie, it's important from, at least from us. We like to acknowledge you, sister, because not only for your own work and for your own, how you committed to the program and to yourself, but most importantly, I know during like this whole pandemic crisis is that you stepped up to support some of our brothers who were in the workshop and got affected by COVID. And being that so many people were like pulled away from our families, just the whole thing. Everybody knows what's going on with the whole corona, but you stepped up and went to go support the. I don't want to say his name without permission, but I want to honor you for doing that, because that's commendable. And can you share a little bit about that and dealing with that whole experience?
Yeah. So one of the people that were engaged in the group with us, that we all shared experiences with, happened to catch COVID-19, and he previously did a lot of years, and I actually supported him in his process because a lot of years, but I supported him in his process as far as his fears and what he was going through. He just came home this year, and I know it's already hard to adjust because, like myself, I was incarcerated, but not as long as he was. So he was already battling with other issues, trying to get stable in society, and caught COVID. And Fortunately, he went through the whole process of being sick and all and everything, but fortunately he made it. And just being there for people, you know, just when they need you, like extending yourself selflessly, it just is something that I take pride in. And I noticed that everybody in this group, everybody in these organizations that I've participated in with you guys are all the same. James has been there, Mateo, I've bothered you on IG times. Just everyone is so, or you know, that's what this, and it's not just me, it's you guys as well, supportive in different areas. Yeah, he got through it, and I think that that's kind of like gained a family and a unity amongst each other, which allowed me to extend myself to somebody else. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, you said as far as building that unity, and that's what I like about our groups, because not only do we sit and break bread all the time, but we like dig into conversations to where some folks don't never want to talk about. Some folks did their whole time locked up and never talked, you know. But we had one guy, we won't name names,
Yeah.
did a long time,
Long time.
43 years. And he came in, he was totally introvert, wouldn't say nothing to nobody, and you know, he wasn't mean or upset or nothing, but he was just closed off. But in the midst of this workshop, when a report had to be turned in by writing in this notebook, I think he wrote more than anybody in the whole classroom. And that's how like obstacles and fears is tackled and addressed. And again, you have a community that's being built, a community that understands each other. Because like when you talked about the brothers that was in these transitional house, you know, we are the community that be there for them when they're being mistreated in some of these transitional houses. So I want to honor you as well for sticking by the brother when he is going through some tough times. I honor you.
Thank you. But you know, you guys provided that space that is really hard to find in the community. It's hard to get home and to find people that you can opening up to, like we do in with Mateo and you. It's not easy to find, but you guys have built a community that is all people with the same similarities, which allowed us to open up. And I think we all kind of, we broke that, you guys broke the ice fairly quick. We kind of all had our little game face on, but man, that game face came off so fast. The masks came off so fast, man. We went in, and it was a good feeling. I can honestly say that this was one of my favorite, most best experiences that I have ever been a part of, especially coming from incarceration struggles, you know, it goes so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Of struggles, but to have that space with you guys and to be around all the other brothers and sisters in there, man, and just to be open and just like put that stuff out there and stuff, share, and know that you're safe. That I've never seen it done before. And for that, I definitely tip my hat to the both of you, because I never thought that I would see that ever. Normally there's always a chip on someone's shoulder, holding stuff in, you know, to tell full stories, you know, because you don't know what people are going to think, what people are going to say. But you know what? Honestly, I feel like we were all very vulnerable in there. We see through, we just kind of put it out there, and I left feeling less heavy. You know, it's got a weight off my shoulders to be able to sit there and know that I'm being understood, and that you guys are providing support to get us through these things that, you know, we're bringing to the table. A lot of love, and yeah, a lot of love for you guys for that. See, this, everyone I brought the same way. They were like, man, Carrie, thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me to that. That is one of my favorite engagements that I've had. And these are people, you know, who have done 20 plus years, 30 plus years, that came to the table, are used to being shut off. You know, we all are used to being discreet about our business, and keeping it to ourselves. But you know what, you guys, and that's definitely a blessing and it's beautiful. And I'm grateful that I was able to be a part of this.
Órale.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. And like I told you in the class before, that our relationship is to our communities. We don't have a relationship with nobody else outside of that. So that's why you see that genuine, that sincere, heartfelt concern about each and every one of you guys. And that's why we continue to stay in contact even after the cohort is over. Okay, so
Yeah, I agree. You know what? That's something you want. Go ahead.
no, it's on you. Go ahead.
I wanted to tell you guys I'm really grateful for. Okay, I'm really grateful for that as well. I've done different cohorts, different programs, different support groups, different whatever people were trying to help, you know, type of groups. And you guys actually stay connected afterwards, man. Like, you guys stay connected the whole way through. And I still have struggles and I still have battles and concerns. And you guys are still, look at you guys right here, still like thugging with us, man. Like, you guys just don't give up. And I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it and I appreciate it, and it makes me feel like I have something to come to if I need someone to counsel in, or you know, just talk to, or whatever. Like, you guys are still there, still providing, still giving back, you know. So I think that that definitely comes out in the get-togethers that we all have, or when we interact with each other. The purity in your guys' heart, it shows. The genuineness, because you know, one thing that incarcerated people could read is BS real fast, impurity real fast, insincere real fast, lack of compassion real fast. So for you guys to have all these people that have done a lot of time in and out of jail, just be as vulnerable as we was and just love on each other like we did, man, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carrie. And remember that, you know, we always said that we can't promise anything other than give you our heart and our minds. And whenever anybody wants, we always encourage folks to reach out to us to have a cup of coffee, and we can have a discussion.
Yeah.
But thank you, Carrie. Is there any other
Right.
last words that you want to share? Something in regards to all the people who are...
No, just thank you guys, and stay available, man. Stay available, because it makes a difference it made a difference in my life, being able to be in a community with, like, such as your guys'. So, man, stay there, stay alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you, and we honor you, and thank you for
And thank you,
joining
guys.
us. And we will stay in contact if you promise to do the same.
Thank you.
Don't never hesitate to reach out.
All right.
There you go, Carrie.
All right, I will. I don't. I don't.
Thank you, sister.
All right.
All right.
All
peace.
love,
All
man.
right. Peace.
All right.
All right, thank you. So that was Carrie. She was in our last cohort with Peace and Dignity and Now, and she was part of the group that when Corona hit, that we had to separate, and we had to like juggle like everybody else. And so she was part of the cohort who we continue to meet online. So it was just beautiful to see her, because in fact there was somebody who was in the transitional homes who passed away. There was a couple of people who passed away.
Yeah.
So it really hit home to a lot of folks who were there. But we want to introduce our next guest. This is one of the sisters who was also part of that cohort. So we're gonna.
I can't hear you.
We're gonna introduce Regina. And let's see if we get Regina.
You're very low.
How about now? Testing.
It's getting better.
1, 2.
Okay.
Regina.
I don't know where to turn the volume on.
No
Help
worries.
here.
Okay, let's see. Let's try to help out Regina.
Okay.
Do I have somewhere where I can cut the volume up?
I can't see your device. Can you hear us at all?
I can hear you. It's just very low.
All right, well, let's see, can we work with this until it figures itself out?
And I don't know how to cut this up. I'll do the best I can.
Yeah, that's cool. I think we
All
can
right.
get through it.
So,
My apologies.
so Regina, other than finding your volume control, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, good to see you.
You also.
Yeah, well, we came together tonight. We wanted to honor you and a few other forever rooted cohorts. So I just want you to just jump right in and share what, like, how was it for you going through this program with Mateo and myself?
First of all, I'm honored and happy that I was both included and invited.
Regina, apologies. Can you start off further back before we met you, and then how you got to us?
Before you met me?
Yes.
Whoa. Okay, well, I did 25 years at Chowchilla. I had been out under a year when I got involved with Sacred Breath. You guys have been a big help. Support system is a lot. It has a lot to do with how you grow, how you develop, and what direction you go in. And you guys have really helped me a lot. Mateo here has sort of led me down a path of growth and maturity. He's pointed out things that have been right in front of me that helped, and I wouldn't have seen them had he have not brought them up. And he did it in a way where it looked like it was my idea. You know what I mean? And that's a plus. Is, you know, when we think, oh, we did this, it works. You know, I've been through a lot of obstacles. I've had a lot of hurdles to jump, and you guys are always there. I can call you. And you try to help in any way that you can. That's so much appreciated, and that's a big thing.
Yeah.
You guys actually taught me, you along with my family, how important a support system is. You know, when you have people encouraging you and pushing you, it makes you want to do right. You don't have to hold a gun to my head for me not to do that. You've worked on my heart to make me want to do that. So there's a lot of times where you guys just come to mind, you know, and it's like, oh, wow, they told me this, or they showed me this. I've learned to care about a lot of people that I didn't even know. There were times when I thought my situation was something, and there were so many people around me whose situation was greater, and it was okay. You guys let me know that it's okay to ask for help, to need help, and it's okay to accept help. So there is a lot of things that I learned with my participation in your program. And I will forever be grateful to you guys. It's funny how things are like right there and you don't see them. With me doing so much time, I came home, I went to a program. I was only there a few months, and the majority of my movement was restricted. We went into the pandemic. So there's a lot of parts of me that have been sheltered because in a 25-year span of time, things have changed so much. I need baby steps in a lot of area. Of course, I didn't know that. not just what I learned from you, but the people that were around you, the people that were involved or participants along with me, I learned things from them too. Um, some of their experiences made mine not seem so bad. I've also learned that when you're going through something and you have people that are willing to help you at no cost, it makes your bad situation not so bad, you know, and you guys do that for me. I was recently put out of the program I was in, given 2 days. I was told what I did, but I have no idea where it came from. I was able to call you and your team. You guys made a lot of calls. You guys would check on me. Um, that meant a lot because the program that I was in, what they did to me, that threw me back. You know, the first week I panicked. The third day, you kind of eased my panic a little. And it ended up being all right. You know, everybody kind of came through. Like I said, between your help and my family, it worked itself out. It worked itself out. I'm a better person being outside of that program.
Yeah.
That program meant me and other people there no good.
Yeah. And what you said was, we just created space, right?
You did.
And you was willing to come into that space, and coming into that space, you did the work to get where you need to be at. So it wasn't
Yeah.
us, it was you. You did the work,
Well,
right?
I said you have a way of doing it and making it seem like it's my idea.
Okay.
You know, so I'm gonna give you that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Regina.
And something else
And I would. He put up these little quotes and really make you think and relate it to you. And so you're like, oh wow, I gotta come up with this, I gotta come up with that. And it usually comes. And then later on when you have a chance to relax and think about what you said, and it's like, wow, that was like right in front of me. I would have never saw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it was a positive, and it helps with the outlook for today and tomorrow. That's a big thing.
Yeah. But I want to honor you for like just sticking with it too. After going through some tough times over in the transitional house, you know, I know what that feel like, you know, to be in transitional house and suddenly you've been told you got to move, right?
Yeah.
You've been gone so long and you don't know what to do, where to go, right?
No.
That's the worst
And you know,
thing in the
especially in
world.
my circumstance, no money, no credentials. Most of my family is like out, and I'm on parole. And I think the parole issue made me panic a lot because what do I do? It all worked out for the better, actually. And once again, I'm okay. I'm okay. All these little hurdles, all these mishaps, instead of taking them negative like I would have a long time ago, let me correct that. The first couple of hours, it's negative because it's an impact.
Yeah.
You know, once I calm down, it works itself out and I walk away better.
Yeah. You know, I actually talk about your story because your story I done heard 3 times about women being put out in the midst of this pandemic. You know,
Yeah.
and then though you would think that I'm going to a place that understand me, right? But then you find out that they don't understand you after all, you know, because if they did, why would they want to put somebody out in harm's way, you know, knowing your situation, being
In a
on parole,
pandemic.
in a pandemic, you know, I just think that it has to be other ways where things could be worked out, you know, and me,
Yeah.
I put stuff out there. The truth is the truth, right? So I just like to put things out there because I feel like our formerly incarcerated community need to be looked out more, and not just saying that folks is looking out for them. Let your action speaks. You know, don't talk about
Right.
it, be about it. So
No,
again,
the,
hey,
the leader of this program walks and talks in different directions. You know, I was a commodity.
yeah. But something else I used to share with the cohort too, though. Be careful who bring you your messages out here, right? Because a lot of people ain't gonna tell you the truth. A lot of people
Right.
is gonna use you for your experience.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know? And I tell you guys all the time, you know, be careful about that. Keep an eye open for that
Yeah.
because it happens. It happens.
It does. And you know what? When this happened to me, a couple of people reached out that had been put out of the same program. And I knew that they had been put out, but I didn't know that they had been put out under false pretenses or unjustly.
Yeah.
You know, you tell me I need to leave. I have 2 days, and you can't even tell me where this is coming from. You say it's been brought to your attention that this is going on. By who? What proof do you have? Where is it? You can't even tell me where, give me a chance to defend myself. So it makes me feel like that was just an opportune excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel I wasn't giving them enough money.
Comes back to money.
It's the money.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm Cuban, I need to get my papers fixed because I was gone so long. So for right now, my movement is restricted. So I can't generate income like the other girls.
Yeah. And movement is
So you're getting
important.
very little from me.
Yeah.
And I actually think that that was the driving force. An opportunity presented itself, and you wanted my bed for someone who could give you what you wanted.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you took the lemons and made lemonade. You know, because after what you done been through, you know, you can't let nobody out here be an obstacle, or if there is an obstacle, you know, take you a second and figure out how to get around that obstacle. And it
Yeah.
sounds like you have done that. So I commend you for, like I say, sticking to the script, man. Stand doing what
Thank you.
Regina need to do.
Thank you.
Yeah, real
And,
quick.
and I appreciate that you guys are who you are.
Thank you.
You walk and talk that same line, not veer.
I appreciate that.
What I
appreciate
see
that,
is, or what anybody sees is what they get. And I appreciate that. That's a big comfort and a big help to me. Thank you.
Thank you. And also, if you could share real quick, I know I heard your story with you did with the Sisters on StoryCorps. So thank you for doing that. That was so beautiful. Can you share a little bit about your experience and telling your story? And people could actually go to the link and check out Regina's story as well on StoryCorps through Tia Chuchas.
My story is basically I went to prison. I was arrested for involuntary manslaughter. I got caught up in the 3 strikes. An original sentence that would have been 7 years turned into 54 to life. Through appeals and, you know, a lot of work, I was able to bring it down to 25 to life. I didn't get in any trouble. You know, I did what I needed to do, and I was found suitable. I came out to a new way of life, and there was a lot of things that I didn't know, like how restricted the immigration situation was. My mother did most of the paperwork, and she died while I was incarcerated. And I was incarcerated for so long, I didn't know all of the stuff that was going on. So I came out here, and it was a problem. I was able to get on GR, which is what actually started the problem. I was taken there with no type of identification. One thing led to another. They found out I was Cuban, and everything came to a halt. behind that situation, I wasn't able to get the proper ID that I needed. You know, I have a social security card, but now I need proof of residence. And I would have had to get my papers fixed either way, because nothing had been done in that file for so long. It closed it. It was almost like I had to start over again. But I had a life. I had a driver's license. I had a social security card. And if I hadn't have been rushed to GR to get some money, this wouldn't have been so severe. I could have got my social security card. I could have got my driver's license, and I could have worked and been a little more independent while in the process of fixing my papers. And then the pandemic didn't help, because a lot of things are shut down. Like immigration right now, I believe, is working from home. I need custody. And they're closed. So this is how I get boxed in. And eventually I did get GR. So I was at a new way of life for approximately 15 months. I was told I was okay. And then one day they walked in and tell me I'm not, leave. You know, right now I'm renting a room from a friend of my relatives. I had 2 days to leave with everything. So I had a niece that got me a storage. Different family members paid for me to stay in a motel. I couldn't go live with any of them because they were too far. And this is a mess. The parole officer doesn't want to sign off on a transfer or anything until they can find out what's really happening. You know, why did these people put you out? I told them what they said, but nobody is showing anything of what they're saying. The last time I spoke to him was last week, and he told me that they weren't answering his calls and they weren't returning his messages. If that has changed this week, I haven't talked to him. I don't know. But as of last week, Thursday, there was still no contact from that program.
Yeah, you know, Regina, as you're sharing this, and it reminds me when we're sitting in the circle, when you speak, I see like this.
I couldn't hear the last part.
I said, it reminds me when we sit in a circle, and when you speak, I see like this sunflower blossoming.
Uh-huh.
And so I wanna thank you, and I just appreciate, the resilience that you bring to our world. I want to thank you for that, because it puts more fire under me. And I just, I commend you, sister, and I want to honor you for being you.
Thank you.
And so thank you. Thank you so much. I hope we're able to continue to stay in communication, touch base, and check in on each other. I would love to hear more about you and just see how things are going. And you have our contact. So whenever you need to, especially if you want to get coffee.
Look, when he calls, I don't even let him finish, yeah? Yeah. I got to be careful with that. But yeah, you made a big impact, and I want to give back. So I always want to stay in touch. I always want to participate as long as you guys will have me.
All right. Hey, you're always welcome, Regina. And
thank you.
Again,
Thank you.
It was all about getting you on here so we can honor you and stay the course. Hey, you need any support? Hey, as Mateo say, you have our contact. Don't hesitate.
And every time I don't hesitate, you're there.
That's right. That's right. That's what
So
community is
you.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially in this situation, you know how discouraging that was? In so many ways.
Yeah.
And it was a good thing that I had you guys to fall back on and show me, no, everybody's not like that.
Yeah.
You need to march on. And that means a lot.
Yeah.
You know, for anybody who listens to this, Dignity and Power Now and Sacred Breath, that's a good place to be.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us, Regina. We really appreciate it.
All right.
We'll be in touch with you, Regina. Take care.
All right. You too. Stay safe.
Peace.
Thank
sis.
you.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. And that was Regina, one of the sisters who completed the duration of our program. But before we bring in on our next guest, I just want to share a little bit about what we have right here. We have, we call this our Ancestral Chair. And this chair, when we meet in our circles, we don't only meet in our circles. It's like a combination of different things that happens. We not only do we do mindfulness practices, but we bring in a methodology called Theater of the Oppressed. And so we take the participants to a duration of all these different techniques for really to create a space of vulnerability. And in this space, as you can see right here between James and I, is we have our ancestral chair. And every time we meet, we put this chair up because it represents a few things. It represents our ancestors who have passed away. It represents the homeboys and homegirls who don't have an opportunity to make it to a space like this. It also represents that if somebody is alive and they just can't make it, it also represents them here right now. Like we recently lost one of the brothers, another brother who was in the program, that he just passed away. Was it 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
2 weeks ago. So we want to, and that brother, he was actually in the same workshop as he saw the sisters, and we talked about the ancestral chair. We even kind of joke about it. At the same time, we know that one day we're all going to be right here. So this is our ancestral chair that gives homage to those who went on the great walk to the Great Spirit.
Yeah.
But coming up next.
yeah. And speaking of the brother, I wanna say his name. It's big male, Gregory Payne, formerly incarcerated, been home like 6 years, just passed away a couple of weeks ago.
That's right, Big Mel.
So I personally want to dedicate this to Mel, and may he rest in peace.
Yeah. Excuse me. Big Mel was he was such just a kind spirit. I remember he was even talking about in the workshop how he was doing his meditation and just how he was taking care of himself. And so it was very heartbreaking when you sent me that text.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, because I was telling you I just buried somebody, and you buried someone too the week before.
Yeah.
So and this time of year, it's Day of the Dead, but that we just been honoring all kinds of people who have passed away. But coming up, oh, look at what we got right here. Look who checked in, the brother, the one and only.
my main man, Oscar. How you doing, Oscar?
For inviting me. Thank you, Forever Rooted and Tia Chuchas. Thank you.
Yeah, we just sitting here, man. You know what we do. We keep it real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true, and that's what I love about you guys, man. And yeah, that's what kept me coming back.
That's right, bro. hey, Oscar. Hey, share with the folks about your background. Just start with that and bring them up to how we met.
Okay. At 17 years old, I got a life sentence for a gang-related murder, and I served 25 years for that gang-related murder. And I was released from prison. I was granted parole in 2019, December 24th. And 2 months after I came home, I was introduced to a program where I met you, James, and soon after I met Mateo. And yeah, that's how we met. That was 2 months after I came home.
Yeah, hey, and I'm glad that we had the chance to meet you, Oscar, because it's like you just been like front and center. Like every opportunity is something to do. You always there. You demonstrated how you very dependable, and I want to honor you for being true. First of all, to yourself, and then being committed to the group. You know, and in that group, as we just finished talking with Carrie and Regina, we was talking about the camaraderie that was established inside of these groups. You know, how relationships was established that people didn't even know each other before then, and how now they're each other best support systems. So, you got something to share on that?
Yeah, definitely. I learned when I was still inside um, that change was important for me to make, and I noticed that doing the things that I did inside, program wise, personal research, that I got out of the things that I put, how much I put into the things that I got involved with, determined how much I got out of it. So when I came home, I noticed that the person that got me out wasn't necessarily the person that was going to keep me out. So coming to the program, again, I found myself in need of, I gotta put in if I want good stuff to come out. And fortunately, in the program, I met a group of amazing people that were in the program with both feet. You know, they wanted a return in what they were putting in, and to me, it was a reminder of the type of work that brought me home. And so now I found myself in a space that, at least how I understood it, um, with people who are committed to stay home and to thrive at home now. And to me, I remember sitting back thinking, that's right, I'm in the right place. And I found myself in experiencing a series of these moments where I found myself saying that to myself. Um, Individual talks with you, James, with you, Mateo, and with the classmates, the people that the as I spent time getting to know them, listening to what they shared, um, I remember telling myself again and again, I'm in the right place. Um, yeah, early on when I first went into the class, I remember, James, you shared with me that think about the people who I'm collaborating with now that I'm home, and because not everyone's best interest is me staying home. It's other things, you know. How much am I worth to them? You know, and money wise, and not necessarily give me being somewhere safe, me staying home, gaining the tools to stay out and lead a productive life, to become a kinder, more compassionate person to myself and to my community. And so I remember when you said that, as the days went on, the weeks went on, I started to notice in my associations in different groups what you had said showing up, and me starting to think, okay, I need to think more about who am I collaborating with, where am I spending my time. And again, it was just another thing that convinced me to be seriously involved in the program. And I'm very much appreciative. In Mateo, I mean, brother, you brought you, so much beauty into this class in the form of um, the quotes that you put up on the board and had us participate in, and honoring each other. Um, I came to find out in the class with my classmates. I come from an experience where typically um, we put each other. Me and the group that I grew up with, it was easy. It was more typical for us to put each other down than to honor each other. And but when we did honor each other, it was for things that led me to prison. And so being in this situation, in this space, and us honoring each other for things that make us kinder people, make us when we're being more compassionate, looking out for each other. Those are the things that are making a better human being. And even with the tradition of like you have right there, having the empty seat in the center between you and James, of honoring our loved ones. And as we know, not everyone who are our loved ones are necessarily blood related, and yet they're still very much family. And so I was reminded by this practice to honor our people. You know, those that we've lost, those that I've lost as I've been home, and those that have been lost while I was still on the inside. They were themselves in the inside. And thank you, Mateo.
Órale, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, Oscar, I wanted to ask you a question. It's a hot topic going around right now. You know, we got the elections coming up.
Okay.
November the 3rd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
What you thinking about Prop 25?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not supporting that. That's a big no on Prop 25.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just asking formerly incarcerated folks, you know, what's they take on 25, because some seem to be going a different direction. And I'm just knowing people like formerly incarcerated, like how I feel about no on 25, and just asking you, how did you feel? You know, just bring some clarity, make sure I'm not tripping, right? But I just asked you that. And and also too, we just got finished honoring Big Mel, but I thought about Ozell. I also wanted to bring Ozell and say his name, Ozell Johnson. Ozell Johnson is formerly incarcerated, that worked for the Amnesty program, that was on the yard with me in Donovan in '93. That's where I first met Ozell at. And then coming home, working right down the street from each other, he was like my go-to to introduce me to Oscar and many other guys that went through the Amnesty program. So I just wanted to acknowledge Ozell, and he really be missed. Ozell was a great guy, man.
No, definitely, and thank you for mentioning him. Thank you for honoring him, and I want to honor him too. When I first came home, Ozell was my counselor at the Beacon House, and before he got promoted, he was my counselor there, and I was very impressed at the life he created after coming home, after spending so much time in prison. He inspired me at what is possible. He not only gave great advice, he demonstrated the advice that he gave. And to me, he left me with he made a huge impression on me of how important it is to invest in the change that I say I want to see, in aligning my actions with that. And he will definitely be missed by me, and I see how he's definitely being missed by so many other people. And I got a chance to pay my respects to Mr. Ozell Johnson, and to say my final goodbye at his wake. And I spent 6 months there, and it's funny you right now that you said that that he's who introduced us. I just finished mentioning it to my girlfriend Luz Flores. I mentioned to her, man, he's who. When I found out he had passed away, I said he's who introduced me to James.
Yeah.
and wow,
Yeah.
that's he was definitely a giant that's gonna be missed in our community out here. And like you, James and Mateo, a great contributor to helping our formerly incarcerated community. And yeah, my hat's off, man. And then
No, thank
um,
you, man.
what you say? Yeah, no, go ahead, Mateo.
Well, now I was gonna
I,
ask
I
you.
was just gonna say something. That,
Let's do it at the same time. No.
yeah.
Hey, I have one. I have one for you, Oscar. Hey,
Okay.
after the last cohort, right? That you
Right.
was in. Afterwards, people start calling me Chuck Woolery. Do you want to tell the audience why?
Yeah, well, Chuck Woolery, he used to be the host of the Love Connection, if I remember it correctly, man. And it was at the second cohort that I met Luz Maria Flores. She had worked with Dignity and Power now before.
I remember that. I remember the second session.
Yeah, yeah, and I met her there, and yeah, man, and I'm gonna say I was more than just smitten with her when I first met her there, and yeah, look, it's bonded me even closer to you, James. I mean, I had a great experience there, and look, I met this amazing human being there in the program who who's just made my experience so much more beautiful out here. And so that's why you're called Chuck Woolery, man. Because
Yeah.
you definitely have a magic touch, man. Because
Hey, Oscar.
I'm telling
Oscar.
you, yeah,
So
yeah.
what you're saying here to everybody, when you have your first two kids,
Yeah.
one's gonna be named James and the other one Mateo.
Yeah. Hey, man, you guys might have to take that up with Luz, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's gonna have to be that's gonna have to go down, or his name's gonna have to be James Mateo, and you know, first and middle name.
Hey,
But definitely, as things continue to progress, both of you gentlemen will definitely be invited to many of our milestones together.
Thank you,
You
brother.
know?
hey, Oscar.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, I like that
Yes,
shirt.
sir.
I like that shirt you have on.
Yeah, peace builder, brother. You know what? Yeah, forever rooted. Yeah,
A little
That's right,
plug.
bro.
had to come in representing today.
Hey, I see you,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for coming again, Oscar. And if you could share about your
No,
your business,
definitely.
if you could share about your business that you're doing, and then we'll close up with you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the business that I'm doing, I'm entering the dog training industry, dog walking, dog sitting. I got trained as a dog trainer the last year of my incarceration. I made friends with several of the dog trainers at Marley's Mutt's Positive Change program. They've been so supportive while I was inside. Uh, since I've been home, they've been amazing. They've been by my side. They've included themselves and have been very clear at letting me know that they are part of my support system. And recently, um, as I experienced with the Tia Chuchas and Forever Rooted program, I was reminded by one of my uh, trainer mentors that with the right support system, any person can be successful.
Mm.
And right now, I'm venturing out at uh, becoming a dog trainer. And as gradually I'm making steps in creating that foundation for this business and filling myself in these different spaces to see what feels right for me. within the dog industry, because I'm passionate about it. It's something that feeds my heart. It's something that feeds my spirit. And through uh, the dog training, I get to touch other human beings' life, including the dogs. And to me, it's an opportunity to climb into a career that will be paying me and my heart
Mm-hmm.
so much more than anything else can. And after being away for so long, I notice it as not just being a career, but something that's gonna heal me
Yeah.
and possibly help me to touch other human beings' lives, including a dog's life, which I came to find out. I came to understand that um, many of our pets out there, they've suffered a lot too. They've been abandoned and you know and in shelters. They need a second chance too.
Those
So
are
it gives us a chance
relatives.
to rescue and yeah, our relatives, and it gives us a chance to give them a helping hand, and at the same time they're giving us so much more in return.
Yeah.
And that's the the industry that I'm stepping into.
Thank
It's
you.
a
Thank you.
beautiful way of living. And if I can say one more thing about that Prop 25, James and Mateo, again, like the great advice that you gave me, like on the second time I met you, on the second day that I met you, that we talked at the Forever Rooted Tia Chucha sponsored program, that to think about the people that I'm collaborating with. If someone, you know, thinking about this Proposition 25, it's again, it's asking so many of us in our communities to trust something that doesn't have our best interest at heart.
Mm.
And to me, those of us who have gone through the system and have been impacted by the system, um, we know that very intimately, that when we've aligned ourselves with people that didn't have our best interest as being 12, 13-year-olds and told, yeah, just uh, um, trust the probation department and you'll be fine. Just take probation and do this and go back to school. Many of us, that was the train tracks that drove us eventually into prison
Yeah.
and facilitated that movement, you know. And so to me, it doesn't take away the fact that to practice self-responsibility, but here we are throwing possibly a young person or even an adult on a track system that has things built for that person to fail, even when that person is trying to succeed. And so I say no to Prop 25, and that proposition built, it puts into place in a system that's already built to be against uh, our people in our communities.
Mm.
So no, you know, I say no.
Yeah.
Every human being has a right to vote how they feel, but I say no.
Yeah, and I'll say no with you, Oscar, because we know the rhythmic assessments is already proven to be flawed and racist and biased, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Anytime
yeah,
questions come
yeah,
up about your zip code, that's racist. you know,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
how old
Yeah.
you are, and then how many times you've been arrested. We know that in our
Hmm.
neighborhood, those numbers are already high because of past laws
Yeah.
that was created for our communities. So yeah, I say no too
Hmm.
because the system had too many chances to get it right. So I'm not willing to give them another opportunity to mess over some more of our community members.
And I ain't gonna lie, I don't know about that proposition, but I'm trusting you, brothers. so
Yeah.
so I'm looking for you all for your knowledge to you know, share with people like myself and other folks who haven't read on the proposition.
Uh,
But thank you, Oscar, man, and
No, no.
truly appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thank you, Oscar. Hey, it's
Thank you.
always a pleasure, bro.
Always a pleasure with both of you. I would like to thank both of you. Tia Chuchas, Forever Rooted, Dignity and Power Now. Mateo, James, thank you, brothers. Thank you, everyone involved there, everyone, Patricia, Karen, everyone. Thank you, and to my beautiful girl, Luz Maria Flores. Thank you, baby.
Tell, tell Luce that we said hello. And only thing I charge
I
is,
will.
hey, I got a little dog named Lil J. Hey, I need a discount for you to train him.
I know, right? Me too.
I got you, James. Yeah, I got both of you. Definitely.
Now my kids
All
can
right,
have
brothers.
dogs.
You take care of yourselves. Hey, take care of yourselves, and I look forward to the next cohort or next space is offered by both of you gentlemen and Tia Chuchas and Forever Rooted to participate
Definitely,
in.
brother.
Thank you.
Man.
All right, peace,
I
bro.
appreciate it, brother.
Peace.
All right. It's
So that, yeah, so
always
that
good
was
to talk to Oscar.
I know, Oscar.
Yeah.
It's always great to check in with Oscar and all the folks. It was so nice to check in
Yeah,
with them.
yeah.
And it's also for us to remember, those who are watching, that this is just a few people of like, there's quite a bit of people that were part of this program.
Yeah.
And so they actually represent the whole program.
Yeah.
So not to dismiss anyone else who wasn't on here, but we honor everybody here. If you all have any questions, I don't know if we do, or are we going to close out?
Yeah.
All right, so thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as I was saying with Oscar, you know, only thing we try to do and the only thing we do is keep it real. You know, if I don't know, I don't know. But if I know, then I'm going to tell you the real. So, all right, until next time, peace out, y'all.